Hello. Say, we just bought the Sevylor Big Basin kayak, and I wanted to find some YouTube videos on it, and there are like 0 good ones. They're all like remakes of the original advertising video or just some robot telling you the statistics. So I'm going to try and improve YouTube and actually take this thing out and we can run through it and see how it works. We got this because we had the Colorado fishing kayak, which is fantastic. But we also had a little baby, and the Colorado is a 2-person and fairly snug at that, and this is a 3-person, so we're upgrading. And I guess the first thing I should say is that this is an inflatable kayak, and inflatable kayaks are not cool. Nobody gets mad props for their custom-made inflatable kayak, but they are super convenient. We've had a lot of luck with them. You can throw them in the trunk of your car if you need to. And I just think they're a better way to go if your space is at a premium or you don't want to like haul giant canoes. We did get like a 17-foot canoe to put our other kids in, and that thing is a monster. Fun, but a monster. These things, as you can see, this thing weighs 15 kilos, like a little over 30 pounds. It's a little heavy, but totally portable. Okay, very small. You have to have the rudder. It was sitting out here on top, but if you don't put this thing on and before you inflate it, comedy will ensue. My wife and I once tried to take the thing out anyway, and it's kind of a joke because this is like basically a raft that they added some kayak-like features to, so you just spin around in circles, especially if you get on backwards or something. So never forget to put that on. It also has, interestingly, a little air pressure gauge, which I'm not sure how necessary that's going to be. Certainly on the Colorado, you just pump it up and pump it up and pump it up until it won't pump no more. And like all rafts, it loses some of that air pressure once it hits the cold water. Okay, so here's the bag. There we go. It's never going to be this small again. The Colorado also comes with this bag, which has a little cinch at the top. I know the little rings are off on this, which is annoying, but we'll observe how it's rolled up, because I personally just like put all the life jackets and stuff into this bag for the Colorado and leave the boat itself rolled up on a shelf in my garage. Do not forget to close the drain plug. All right. There we go. It's exciting to see this thing new. Look how clean it is. I look forward to getting it a little dirty. First thing I noticed is that the seats are already in there when they rolled it up. Maybe I should try that. I always take the seats out of the other one. And it's basically the same design as the Colorado, only it's going back, I think, another 2 feet. Guess I'll have to check the dimensions. But now for the all-important placement of the little rudder. Which goes on back here. Slips in there. Let's see if I can get in it. Monkey. Okay. Like so. Okay. Now, all you have to do is pump it up, and it has these Boston valves, which are beautiful if you have ever used them, because basically the air only goes the way you want it to go. It goes in when you want it to go in, and out when you want it to go out. And so far, I've had 0 problems with them on the other raft. Okay, so we're just gonna inflate it. I wanted to point out that this has a Boston valve for the floor chamber, which the others have basically like your pool toy style valve for those. But it does not appear to have individual inflated cushions for the seats, which the Colorado has. But we're gonna inflate it, close it over. It does not come with a pump like the Colorado does, so we're just gonna use this one and pump it up which I'm not going to force you to watch, but it goes like this. All right, so they do have inflatable cushions. They're built in to the seat itself. See the little valve there? So we will do that. Fully inflated, and you know I should check, now that I'm talking about it, how long that took. Something like 10 minutes to get all the seats adjusted and whatnot. First impressions, it's a very sleek craft. As you can see, it's just longer than the Colorado, and it has the 3 seats. Dad, mom, little guy. And as we showed you, there is an inflation valve underneath these. These just Velcro into the deck there. It's got a little thing to hold some stuff there. It doesn't have as much storage in the back of the seats as the Colorado, and it does not have the little bag that holds all your gear that goes in the back of the Colorado. But that was designed for fishing and whatnot, and this is clearly a family vehicle. Looks like there's plenty of room for the little guy in the front. And then the other thing I noticed is that this is more kayak than canoe. If you look over here, it's got an upturned bow, mostly, a little bit, but then it has these like spray covers, kind of like a kayak. This stuff is incredibly durable. This PVC, I think, is what it is that they use over it, but I've never had a problem brushing against rocks or anything like that, puncturing the air chambers inside. But here on the back, and I'm going to pull it this way, it's much flatter in the back. Obviously, it's not going to handle as well in like rough water or white water as the Colorado with its upturned ends, but you know, we're not going on Lake Michigan today. This will be fine. I'm looking forward to it. And the bottom is pretty tough too, just like the Colorado. You've got your rudder here, a couple strakes to keep it going. We never had a problem brushing this against anything. No tears, no wear. It's all been great. I'm excited. It looks like the perfect thing for mom, dad, and somebody else. We'll put it in the water. Final thoughts, it did great. Easy to get in, easy to get out, handled as well as the Colorado. You know, a little longer, but fine. The things I would note is that there's not a lot of tie downs in this one compared to like the Colorado or your average raft, so they probably weren't anticipating as much adventuring, and there's no water bottle holder or pockets on the back of the seats like in the Colorado, which we like. So we're just gonna take the Colorado seats and put it in here. Other than that, it's a fantastic boat and we had a lot of fun. Of course, you don't want to put it back in the bag till it's dried out. I let it sun out this afternoon, and I managed to squeeze it back in there.